All right, so this evening is pretty informal. We don't have like a specific subject matter, but I did want to just address some things that I kind of see coming up across different students. And then you guys, we'll open the floor for some Q&A if you have any. And other than that, that's all we have for tonight. So one of the big ones I'm seeing, some of the students who are toward the end of the program, when they're turning in their pitch deck, I don't know what the disconnect really is, but pitch decks are very specific. So there's really, you don't have to be creative. I've given you specifically in the assignment exactly what's supposed to be in there. So slides 1 through 12 are listed right in the assignment, exactly what's supposed to be on 1, 2, 3, etc. So this is not one of those opportunities where you take creative license and it's just like come up with some kind of fanciful idea of your potential business. It should very specifically be those 12 slides, and they should have exactly what is written there. That's not a me thing. This is how an investor would be looking at your pitch deck for your business. And I'm just seeing a lot of submissions that are just kind of all over the place. And then I also would say, when you're making a pitch deck, think about it like if it was your money, right? If one of your friends was like, hey, you should let me borrow some money or give me some money to start a business. And you were like, oh, okay, so what you gonna be selling? And they're like, all kind of stuff. And you're like, okay. Well, how much you think it's gonna cost? And it's like, I don't really know. Oh, okay. Well, how much you think you're gonna make in the first year? And you're like, man, the sky's the limit. Would you give them your money? Absolutely not, right? And I'm seeing some of these pitch decks be submitted that have these are real world responses. Stuff like the sky is the limit. That's a quote from somebody's pitch deck. Like this, I want to make sure that people understand the difference between like a sales pitch and a pitch deck. Right, like your sales pitches, we all want to big up whatever our product or service is, and you want to make sure that sounds amazing, and you want to add all that enthusiasm and razzle dazzle. But a pitch deck is hard, factual information. So they want facts, figures, intellectual estimation. So at the very least, it should be a hypothesis, even if you don't know 100% what the number is that you're going for. It should not be some fly by night response, okay? And I've been given, some of the people who turned them in a second chance. I just rejected with some notes and feedback and asked this to be resubmitted because I would hate to fail you. Like I would say 90% of you guys are like knocking it out of the park. Quizzes, I'm seeing perfect scores on quizzes. I'm seeing really good grades on assignments. Everybody's really interactive in a discussion board. So I would hate to give you a failing grade on one of the most important assignments in the actual program. So just, it's not difficult. Like literally, if you look at, the course material, the lecture, the 2 videos about business plans and pitch decks, and then the actual assignment specifically lays out exactly what you're supposed to be turning in per slide. So it's not supposed to be difficult. The other one that I'm seeing people have trouble with is, well, there's 3 assignments total. The recipe challenge. This is not some recipe that you just made up. Specifically go to the website, which is just allrecipes.com, that's highlighted in orange in the assignment. Click that, find a recipe, and convert that recipe to cannabis. Now, I've given right there in the description of the assignment that we're assuming that whatever you're using, oil, butter, milk, whatever you're using as your infusion agent, is 100 milligrams of THC per ounce. And I'm seeing people just like randomly make up a recipe, completely change what the dosage is supposed to be that's going into the recipe. So then when you give me an end answer, which is how many milligrams of THC there are per serving, it's 100% off. Okay, so I mean, I have reiterated this many times in my feedback via email to some of you guys that you have to be a really good listener if you're going to be a chef or cook, and especially working in cannabis. Cannabis is food and medicine, and those are very highly regulated industries. If you cannot pay attention, follow instructions, or listen, you will not go far. Like, you really have to pay attention. These are people's lives at stake when it comes to food and medicine. And it's killing me that like, there's no hidden stuff. There's no trick questions. You know, I make sure that you guys have all the information, and then I'm just getting these left field responses. And, many of you guys are like the first students of the course, and I've been giving a lot of passes on like, hey, okay, I'm gonna reject this and I'm gonna send it back to you. I want you to try it again and resubmit it so you don't get a failing grade. But like I said, going forward, I won't be doing that. I don't have the time. I really honestly don't have the time, to go back and restate something that's right there in the assignment. It's not fair to me. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to your classmates. So I just want to put that out there. Like, the information is there. Please take your time. I know it's self-paced and maybe we're doing it on off days or weekends or whatever, but this is your money that you spent on it. Like, take the time to really absorb the information. If you don't understand, before you turn it in, y'all know y'all can email me or text me all freaking day long and I will respond, right? So do that before you turn in something that's bad. And I'm past my point of second and third chances, and it's just like, it's a 0. The same thing goes for the assignment on food costing. That is so important. Like, yes, you could technically pass this course with 70% and 50% if you get a few good quizzes and you get the discussion board credit and all of that. But at the end of the day, like, what does that say about you? Are you really going to be a professional in the industry if you barely understand or you don't take the time to really process the information and the lessons? So that food costing one is not, I know a lot of people don't like math, and that's fair. However, it's being overcomplicated. I'm seeing a lot of confusion between markup and margin and changing the language. And I'm like, it's written right there. I didn't say markup, I said margin. And we kind of discussed it briefly last week too. It's like, it does not have to be difficult, right? Especially because, like we talked about, a lot of these companies all just use 50% across the board, right? If I make the product, I put 50% on there for me, and then the next person put 50% on there for them, right? And then that's it. And I'm seeing people completely overcomplicated, talking about 32%. Now, I'm good at math, but if you're not good at math, why are you adding 21.5% margin on something and you don't know what you're talking about? Like, you're just making it overcomplicated. And those are some more assignments that I'm either having to fail after the second attempt that I've given, or I'm sending it back and I'm trying to make sure that I reiterate that it's just not that deep. Okay, like, it's not scary. So even, like I said, just off the top of my head, if we have a product that retails in the grocery store for $12, and we assume that the retailer paid the manufacturer and gave themselves a 50% margin, then that means they bought that product from the manufacturer for $6 if there's a 50% margin. And then if we get all the way down to the cost of that product and we say that the manufacturer put a 50% margin on that, then we can assume that the product cost $3 to make, right? And almost an easy rule of thumb too, if you use the 50%, is just whatever the retail price is divided by 4. Because it flips twice, right? Like, you double it and then they double it. So that's a really quick, easy way to look at it. It's like, if it's $24, divide that by 4, the cost was probably $6. Does that make sense? And it's like, because the thing is, we're talking about a perspective from, as entrepreneurs, as business people, as people who might be in the business management side of cannabis edibles after they leave this course. And you just have to know the basic principles. So, I've seen people overcomplicate it with a 30% margin and all that. And if you're not good at math, or you want to keep your business simple, just use 50% or 40% or whatever makes it easy for you. Like, just don't overcomplicate the process. I'm seeing everybody's kind of killing it on the first assignment because, it's fun. It's a scavenger hunt. People are killing it, on the second one because you went through and you went and got your serve safe. That's dope. Almost everybody has theirs. So big ups to y'all on that. That's amazing. Like, you're going to need that to work in any kitchen, cannabis or otherwise. But like, these last 3 assignments, child, I've been having to face palm some of y'all. I'm like, come on now, Jesus, what's wrong? And if you don't understand it, there's no shame in not understanding it, but reach out. Don't take the L. So that's just my soapbox on those three, because I'm just seeing them kind of repetitively across multiple students, and I wanted to just revisit it because I don't want you guys to just like not ask if it's really something that you're having some trouble with. So did anybody have any questions they wanted to ask about anything? After I got that all out. Oh, also I wanted to tell you guys, I don't always get, for some reason in the software, like notifications that you guys have turned in your assignments. So I go in there and I spend like an hour a day grading assignments, reading through you guys' discussion boards and stuff like that. And sometimes I catch them and sometimes I don't. So if you've noticed and you know for sure you've turned something in and it's been like 24, 48 hours and you haven't seen a grade, just shoot me an email or text me, because it's probably because the system just didn't tell me and you've just been sitting there and I didn't see it. So if you just let me know, then I can go right in there, especially some of my guys that y'all are getting toward the end of it and you're almost ready to graduate the program and get your certificate. I would hate for you to have been done already and I didn't know that all of your assignments were turned in. So just wanted to make that note. We're having some weird technical stuff with Moodle. So I just want to make sure that if you see anything, and some of you guys have emailed me or sent me a text message and said, hey, did you see my such and such? And then I'll go in there and check it. But I just wanted to make sure. But that's it. Like, that's all for me. So unless y'all have something, questions, concerns, cries of outrage, then that's it. I was hoping Matthew was going to be here tonight, but he's not. So if y'all didn't see it in the WhatsApp, I just want to say congratulations to Matthew. He is certified. He finished his course yesterday, and his pitch deck was really good. So just really proud of him. This is recorded, so maybe he'll see it later. But I did want to just make sure we shouted out one of our own. He has completed the process, and I know he's working really hard to get into the industry and bring his product and his service to the market. So that is super dope. I'm excited for him and all of you guys. Aaron, did you have a question?
Yeah, sorry, I was having technical difficulties, so I came in a little late. So
No,
I
you're
guess
good.
I'll have to catch up afterwards. But because I came in right as you're saying you're getting ready to call it. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm right on time. So anyway, no, I just wanted to ask because I don't know if I'm in my fourth week right now or mid third week or end of
Yeah.
third week, starting fourth week. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now.
Yeah.
I know this is our fourth class.
Yeah. So if you've been here for all 4 classes, you probably are in your 4th week. But like I said, because it's rolling enrollment with the school, it's hard for me to know where you are without like going in there and checking. But
no, I was just going to ask you where I could go in and check. I wasn't going to ask you to remember all the other students.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think I could check your name and I can check your enrollment in the system, and it may should have like a an end date set for you. But what I was telling some other people earlier is if you are nearing your 4th week or you're already in your 4th week and you don't think you'll finish, just let me know, and then I can just change your settings and on my side so that your enrollment stays open until you turn in your last assignment. So I don't want anybody to be like stressed or worried that you got to week 4 and something happened or life happened and you didn't get everything in, and it's like, well, is it going to shut down? Am I going to be able to finish? No worries at all. Just let me know and I will manually change your end date so that you can get everything done.
Okay.
So typically it should be set, and since we're talking, I can go in and check yours when we're done here and just change it automatically. But yeah, just let me know, because it's never going to be a situation where you won't be able to finish.
Yeah, I where I'm I'm stumped at here is doing that assignment for the recipe to create the recipe.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll figure something out. I'm trying to think of how I'm going to go about this, because I've actually never decarbed wheat or anything like that before. I just got primarily everything to do it. So
okay, so I just wanted to point to that. When you're doing the recipe challenge, you don't have to actually use cannabis. Okay, I don't want anybody stressing out about that. Right? If the point is to know that you understand how to infuse cannabis and you understand how to dose cannabis, but you don't actually have to add it into the recipe if that is a hindrance of any kind. Now, if you have it on hand, it's easy for you to get and you want to just knock it out the park and go ahead and make you a cannabis recipe that you can eat or share or what have you, that is absolutely fine. But at the end of the day, the point is to convert that recipe to a cannabis recipe on paper. But whether or not you actually do it in real life is completely up to you, but I don't want you to feel compelled to do so.
You just want us to create the recipe, take a picture of it.
Exactly. Okay. Create the recipe. And like I said, the whole point of the recipe challenge is to make sure that you understand how to make any recipe into a cannabis recipe. So you're going to, whatever your infusion medium is, let's say it's a cake, then if you're putting half a cup of butter, which is 4 ounces of butter, then you're putting 400 milligrams of THC into that cake recipe. And then you're going to let us know how many servings of cake you got and how much THC per serving is going to be in there because of that. So it's really just about exemplifying that you understand how to infuse a recipe, but you don't have to actually do it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just it's the math part the math part of figuring out how much to put in to come up with that. That's I'm kind of struggling with. So, but okay. I mean, I don't want to get into all this.
No, this is the perfect time to do that. That's what I was talking about when you said you were having technical difficulties. Is some people are seeming to have issues. I don't know if they're overcomplicating it or getting confused, but it's not supposed to be difficult. I'm going to see if I can pull it up and I'll share my
let you know. I probably am overcomplicating it in my mind, and I need to just do it. That's okay. Probably the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
I'm probably overthinking it.
Hold on 1 second. Okay. Can y'all see my screen? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's this cannabis culinary professional?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to find a recipe online. When you click here on this orange, that's going to take you to all recipes where you're going to find any recipe that makes you happy. But just make sure that it has, kind of your basics. So we're not trying to go into advanced infusion. So just make sure that it has butter, oil, or milk, or even honey, or any of our basic infusions that we learned about in that particular module. And then we're going to assume, and you see here in bold, our assumption is that whatever you put in there is going to have 100 milligrams of THC per ounce, right? So, So I'm already giving you the math. I'm finding a lot of people are trying to create new math for some reason, and it's making them crazy.
Yep, and
like,
that's where I'm getting stumped. I think what I'm doing is I'm reading up to that, get a recipe, and then my mind is just going to the recipe and skipping over the rest of that, seeing that 100 milligrams per ounce.
I was trying to find one down here. But anywho, so like that's what I'm saying. Like it's not supposed to be difficult. I've already given you the math part. 100 milligrams THC per ounce. So once you realize that the recipe says put 2 tablespoons of butter in it, well, 2 tablespoons equals 1 ounce. So then that means 1 ounce equals 100 milligrams. So that means you put 100 milligrams of THC into the entire recipe. So then you get to how many servings is in that recipe, where you're going to divide that 100 by the number of servings. And that is literally the end of it. That's the answer.
Okay. Yeah.
But I've been seeing like some really long-winded responses that are so convoluted and confusing. And I'm like, y'all, I said 100. We could all divide 100. Come on now. We all know 4 quarters and $1, 10 dimes. Come on now, people. But so it's not just you, Aaron. I promise. I have gotten so many of these assignments turned in, Jesus. And I'm like, come on, friends. Reading is fundamental.
I got a great idea because I'm making some pizza, and I'll incorporate that into the dough.
Nice. So yes, I'm glad you were here and you were comfortable enough and vulnerable enough to say that I don't understand. And because if you don't, then we can't talk about it. And I know people don't understand because I'm getting the assignment. Assignments.
Well, because then if I'm asking the question, nobody else is. I'm sure if you're getting those assignments turned in like that too, other people are thinking the same thing. So
for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for asking, Aaron.
Yeah, thank you.
Aaron's the weekly MVP for asking the question.
I heard your podcast with Marge. Or
Oh,
Mad?
with Mar.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did another one. She's a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. I've been doing so many podcast interviews lately. I have people like emailing me and DMing me. It's like, I heard your podcast. And I'm like, which one? There's been a lot of podcasts lately. Then I got another one next week or something, child. So busy, busy, busy. And always putting out my own content too. So working. And I think I shared to the group. Did y'all see that the cannabis caramel popcorn? Yeah, that was for a magazine shoot. So I've just been busy. So yes. Okay. So anybody else got questions? Anything on your mind? Come on now, say it. This is your time. Go ahead, Timmy.
Yes, I was just looking at my thing, and I realized on the math portion that I overcomplicated it. I have like beautiful mind writing here on my notepad. Is it possible to resubmit it? Like I'll choose a different thing and then go through the math.
Did I already grade it?
Simple math again. Yes, ma'am.
Did you pass?
I got like 50.
So no. Okay. Okay.
It's not 100.
That's all right. Ain't no shame. Yes, if you feel that you now understand, yes, I think I have to go in there and reset it to let you resubmit it. But yes, if you would like to have another shot at it, absolutely.
Yeah, I want to make sure I understand it before moving on.
Which one is it? Is it the food costing one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me see. 1 second. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it says no submission though. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. Anywho, yes, I'll fix it. I can't remember how right now, but I know there's a way I can like delete your old grade and put another one in there. So just look out for a notification and I'll clear it so that you can resubmit.
All right, thank you so much.
You are so welcome. You're so welcome. It's only for y'all. Now listen, look, okay? These students that start in February, I'm gonna have to put the hammer down. I'll be too busy, child. Okay, anybody else? Y'all good? Everybody feeling good? All right. Okay, all right. Well, then that's it. Y'all have a lovely evening. If anybody needs me, y'all know where to text me or email me, and y'all got my little website. Don't be telling nobody who can't keep their mouth closed. All right, guys, have a good night.
Good night.
Night.
Night.